Hi, in this video we're going to continue learning about how to solve square root equations. And we are going to learn a couple additional examples here. The first thing that I want you to notice about these two problems is that they're very, very, very similar, right? They both have a 3, they both have y, and they both have equals 12. So very similar problems. But what we need to look at is what is different about these two problems. And hopefully you notice that in the first problem, the 3 is outside of the square root, whereas in the second problem, the 3 is inside of the square root. So these two problems will actually be solved differently. They will not have the same answer. So let's look at the first example. To get y by itself, I always need to start with what is outside of my square root. So the 3 here is on the outside of the square root. And what it is doing is right now when the 3 and the square root are touching, that means multiply. So what's the opposite of multiply? Well, the opposite of multiply is divide. So these two 3's will cancel. The square root of y comes down, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. And now we are left with the square root of y equals 4. Well, the opposite of a square root is squared. Square root and square cancel, y comes down, and 4 squared is 16. So my answer to the first problem is y equals 16. But now let's look at the second problem. In the second problem, the 3 is on the inside of the square root, so I will not divide by 3 first. Instead, I need to cancel the square root first. And to cancel a square root, I need to square. So a square root and a square cancel, 3y comes down, and 12 squared is 144. And now that there is no more square root, now I can divide by 3. So 144 divided by 3 will make 48. And in our second problem, y is equal to 48.